He's on Notre Dame basketball team. I don't think it was anybody that ever came from Bel Air that went to Notre Dame other than Amber Bennett.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. What year you came out?
Let's see. I graduated 82, and
Okay.
we came from Cuba, so we ended up in Houston. Gosh, like around 64, 65.
Nah, I wasn't even born yet.
No, you weren't. Oh man. Well, I'm looking forward to sharing this time with you, and I love your story. I love your stand up. I
Thank
uh,
you.
I fell in love with your story about Hanan.
Yeah, my daughter. Yeah,
Yes, we all have that one daughter. There's just something special about daddies and daughters, especially when one has the same attitude as yours.
same exact attitude. Like, yeah, you heard what I said, right? I don't like she.
I love, as soon as she said, "Now I'm not afraid of her,"
Yeah, I'm not. It's just the I don't want her to not be happy. It's the thing.
oh my goodness, yeah, my and
Yeah.
um, and so everything was super easy. We had two boys. Man, life is great. Uh, they're chill. And then our daughter came in, Abigail, and everything changed. She was instantly the boss. It's so funny because my boys would take a pacifier, they would play in the playpen, they would, sit in the swing. She said, none of that. You must hold me all the time, and I'll tell you when you can put me down. It hasn't changed since. She's gone off and gotten married, but still,
You named her Abigail. There's
Abigail.
no spoiled. There's no girl that's named Abigail that's not spoiled. It's like I haven't met one. Like, Abigail? Oh, for sure she's spoiled. For
Yes, sir.
sure.
Yes, sir. And then, and let me tell you, man, oh boy, as uh, as a male, we remember what it is to be out there looking for girls, and so all of a sudden you become a father to a daughter, and it's like, life
Yeah.
changes dramatically.
It's the thing that I call the instant vagina respect. Like it's like soon as like we have a mother. You have nothing to
Yes,
do with that vagina. You have
yes,
nothing to do with it. It has nothing to do with it. You have a sister. You have absolutely nothing to do with her vagina. It has nothing to do with it. Then you have a wife. Then hey, this vagina is important. I'm supposed to protect this one. And then you have a daughter. I will kill,
oh,
maim, destroy behind this little girl.
yes, absolutely.
With the whole thing, I gotta protect her heart, I gotta protect her mind, I gotta protect her vagina. Like, and Hanan said this yesterday. I heard her hollering, "You kick me in the vagina! You kick me in the vagina!" Okay. When I taught you these were safety words. These are words that you use because in the court of law, if something ever happens, you have to be able to say the words. If then if they touch whatever, this is not you and your sister shouldn't just be slinging this word around the house. Is your vagina clean? Like, yo, hey, me and your brother live here. We don't want to hear this vagina talk. We never say the word penis in this house. You have never heard penis in this house. But it is three girls. It's three girls,
Yeah,
and they're insane.
yeah, yeah. They run the house.
They're absolutely insane. You know what it's like when you and your son are always doing this to each other? It's the verbal language.
Right.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. Like, me and him never know. We never know. We just like, I be whispering to him. Like, I whisper to my son, like he is definitely an adult man. He's only 13. I'm like, And he's like, no, but you was here. You was here. Like, I wasn't really watching. I'm like, hey, no, you are the first line of vagina defense in this house. Once I'm not here, like, like, yeah. So that's the understanding of fathers and daughters.
Yeah, yeah. And I, it is an amazing thing. It's an amazing shift. Uh, and I'm so grateful because I've learned so much. I have three daughters, two boys, three daughters. I've learned so much from my daughters, and it's and you have to overhear them because if they don't tell you directly, you just have to. You're overhearing and you're going, oh well, I never knew that. Let me write that one down because I might be able to use that with my wife.
Abigail, that is like it is. Man, that's you so right. You gotta overhear everything. Well,
Yes.
I overheard them talking about it. Because that's how my son starts it. He's like, what happened? Well, I overheard you overhear. We gonna spy. Like, but I always overhear everything. Nothing ever comes to me direct.
No,
Nothing.
no. It's in fact, I love overhearing because it's unfiltered. You really, if they know that you're in the room, it just shuts down. And yeah.
Were you raised in the house of women? Outside, sisters, cousins, mother, yeah, probably definitely your mom, but
Right. So other than mom, it was my mom and three boys. And
oh, okay.
so and
So you definitely knew to it. So just
yes.
to just to give you a crash course in it, I was raised in the house with six women.
Wow.
Yeah, like aunt, my mom, my sister, aunts and cousins. Like it's like it's a girl everywhere you turn. I'm the only
Yes.
boy. I'm the only boy. It was the exception of my stepdad. He's like, I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I'm just here for one vagina, and that's it. So
Oh my God.
I was raised in the house with women. So I've which is a gift and a curse
It is.
that because I've always done really well with dating the right type of cleanliness woman. Now she may have a horrible attitude, but the cleanliness of what I want to have is going to be there. Because I'm one of the guys that I didn't think women did number two ever. I didn't think it existed. Like it's like theirs come out a different type of way because I've never saw it, smelt it, heard it, anything. We're in the house with women in one bathroom. Still no swirl marks in the toilet. No, not, it's like this is every time I come in here, it smells like potpourri.
Right.
I've never walked in this bathroom and it wasn't. Is that
Fresh.
is that pine cones? Like what is this is long before Fabuloso. It's like I didn't know what happened. Maybe because they would boil potpourri, and then I would see like a thing of it in the bathroom. Maybe that was the thing that they kept. Like the bathroom was always straight, like
Yeah.
always.
Yeah. It's very different. I it's a special relationship when the woman you're with is willing to fart in front of you. That to me is true intimacy.
It is definitely the glass has been broken. Like there's the whatever the ceiling is, we have reached it. Whatever I need to know about you, I'm there. And guess what? Gas mask. Put it on, sir. If you don't want to, yeah. I ate two last night, sir. You ain't the only one. You're not the only one that ate. You know what I'm saying? So this is when it's too far. When your lady is cool with farting in the car, you're like, hey, shorty, you're not even home. This is not this is your lady's with the fart in the car. Y'all, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. You gonna die with this person. Y'all might well just be in the same box in the grave. Like it's a rap, you know. But
Oh,
that's love though.
yeah.
That's a lot of love.
Absolutely. And what's so funny too, what's so funny is One of my other favorite comedians is Sinbad, and
Oh,
in fact, I caught Sinbad at a live concert in Phoenix, and and what I loved about comedy in general, real comedy, your comedy does this, Sinbad's comedy does this, and it's different than just getting up there and telling a joke. But when you have a story that teaches and entertains and makes you laugh, that to me is comedy at the highest level, because there's a lot of great comedians and they can get up there and tell a joke. But when you have a story, and one of my favorite Sinbad stories, he talks about him and his wife got divorced, and they were divorced for several years. And then they realized that nobody else can handle them because, as you get older, we get weirder. And so they ended up getting married again. And I thought that to me was special. That was a great life lesson, and it was funny.
yeah. It's so funny that those things happen. My mom and my stepdad got separated, and so I'm they've been separated by maybe 6, 7 years. Then I'm in Tampa. I realized that he lives in Tampa. I reach out. I say, "Hey man, come to the show." Well, we hung out, kicked it. Been knowing this man all my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Since I was 10. So at the end of the weekend, he was like, "Hey, how your mom doing?" "Oh, she doing good. You should call her." Okay, that's 3 months go by. Couple more months go by. I noticed that he has been in town a couple times. Then maybe like a year, my mom calls me. She said, "Hey, what do you think about moving back down here and staying together?" I'm like, "Mama, I don't think about it. I don't think about it, and I don't need to have a discussion with you about you and your little booty call, you know, hooking up and whatnot. If y'all get back together, just get back together and leave me out of it
Right.
because I don't want to know about it." So they get back together and he go stay at the table to my, "Yeah, you the reason, me and your mama." I say, "Hey, bro, I don't need to know what you doing to my mama." Again, let's take it back to when I was 10 and y'all never told me nothing. Let's take it back on back there, okay? You know what I'm saying? I don't drop by unannounced. My mama coming out to the door, holding a nightgown. I'm like, "Hey, no, what's going on? What is going on? I don't want to know." Got the loop. I don't want to be in the loop. I don't want to be in your friend circle. You're knocking my mom off. I don't want to be in it.
Don't ask me for advice. Don't give me details. Just
Oh, your mama. Hey, I am 10 years old again. I don't want to know what you're doing. Yes.
oh my gosh.
Boundaries, sir. Oh, yeah, how long we been knowing each other? I know I'm 50, but boundaries. My mama, my mama looking like a disheveled lady at the door holding a nightgown. I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" Damn, 2:30 in the daytime. You are not asleep. I see the man car out here. I'm sick of it. Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yes, yes. All right. So let me ask you this, because uh there's in one of your bits, you're talking about, here you are, you're 16, you're working at K Rogers, aka Kroger's. Um you are if I remember correctly, you had like 10 or 15 or something like that, $15,000 in a shoebox.
In a shoebox.
Yep. And so you go from this kind of environment to stand-up comedy. How did you go from, I want, in my neighborhood, you would be considered a regular kid, right? Single, you're in this, you had a stepdad, it sounds like, but we had a single mom for the longest time, and so I when you're 16 and you're basically, especially back then when nobody had a phone, we're just wild out in the street. And so when did you start thinking about comedy as a possible profession?
So I take it back to when my father, when I moved in with my dad, I said I wanted to be a comic because I liked stand up at that time. I listened to all the albums. He was gonna take me to this open mic, which I knew for a fact that I couldn't get in. I'm what 10, but then as I look back at it, I probably could have if he would just got me in. But I'm a 10-year-old kid, right? That's first time. Comedy became the thing as I was being considered the relief most of the time when I was incarcerated. Because I always made sense of whatever I was saying because I'm so sarcastically jovial. I'm like, and that's just and it's not something I had to develop. This is what a neighborhood teaches you. Like I grew up being sarcastic. Like,
Right.
and I, I just grew up with it. It's like, I've always told stories. I've always said things or said something about somebody. So when I'm incarcerated, people would be doing things, and I'd be like, "Yo, I want to throw this out there. You do know that if y'all get in a fight, one of y'all got to be willing to lose twice." What? Um, because okay, y'all gonna fight, right? Y'all gonna fight 1-on-1. Somebody's gonna lose that fight, right? And then the COs gonna come in and they're gonna whoop the shit out of both of y'all. So who is willing to lose twice? Both y'all gonna lose one at one of these, but somebody gonna get two ass whoopings. So I'm just trying to figure out which one y'all made a decision. Oh! Y'all didn't know that second ass whooping was coming. Oh, this was that's my bad. How long y'all been here? Because I learned this very early on. My first fight. This is my 4th year. I'm gonna give you a heads up. So I was like that the whole time in prison. Oh, they serving beans again. Who knew?
Now, this is Texas Penitentiary.
Yes, sir.
So not only are they serving beans, but some of you fine folks got to pick those beans. I
Oh, all
pick
of
those
us got to
beans,
pick the beans. Oh,
pick the okra.
this is all this is self-contained. It's
Yes.
nothing is outsourced here. This is all we built the prison. Like, I don't know why we didn't escape. We built it. Like, man, when I tell people this, when I got incarcerated, Texas had maybe 43 prisons. 43, which is still a lot. When I got out, they had 167 prisons and detention centers across Texas. Yeah.
And you were in for how long?
6 years.
Wow. So in 6 years, they almost tripled.
Triple. No, they did triple. Like
That's
it was
incredible.
Texas. This become okay. So this is what people don't realize that this is like the Texas is huge in the cattle industry. New York dairy farms, which is cool, but Texas farms for beef and cattle, right? And cattle is counted per head. You can't. This is product. So prisoners became cattle, and you're moving them and you're shipping them. It's just like it's literally the judicial slave trade in Texas. And they got you just going all around Texas and they accepting prisoners. Hey, yeah, who Minnesota, you ain't got no room? Turn around there, we got room. Like, so this was this industrial complex of building prisons went on even past when I got out. So this is a different thing. That's why the count has always been so important in a Texas prison. And I know how other people do it in other prisons. I've went there, but our system here is designed never to ever want to come back to the system. It's not designed for you to be, oh, I win it, I can do it. In a Texas prison, if you get 6, any sentence is a death sentence, if you really want to look at it and in its totality. If you get a year, death. If you get 10 years, death. You get 15, death. That's 15 years that they have an opportunity to kill you while you inside.
Right.
Because this is the place that it happens. This is not it's not a cakewalk. It's not even designed for you to survive it. It's not designed for that. It's designed for you never to want to ever come back to this place again.
Right.
So I don't go ahead.
I was going to say, and back to what you said earlier, there's 2 political systems, because you have the COs, who some of them should not be COs at all, because they think that they are part of the punishment. They love nothing more than to punish the inmates. And then you have the inmates themselves. So you have 2 systems that you have to navigate. Thank you.
No, you actually have 3, because you have a parole board.
Oh, that's true.
That's making decisions on you that you have that don't even that's not in no contact with you. They just knowing what's good. They just looking at, oh, he had 2 write-ups. Okay, but they never told you that he got wrote up by the CEO on first shift, Mrs. Smith. And then he got wrote up on the second shift by Mr. Smith. And then he got wrote up on third shift by another Smith. Who is this? Who is this? So the sergeant of first shift, which is the Mama Smith, then the lieutenant on the captain, or another sergeant on the second shift, which is the father, and then you get wrote up by the damn son on third shift, because he said you got into it with his mom and his daddy. And they built this prison in a small town. Everybody went to school with each other. Everybody knows each other. Everybody works here. This is the bread and butter of this town. That they built some prison in a space called LA, Texas, or Abilene, or McAllen, or some small town where it's a death sentence because they could kill you and cover it up. This is the other system that you're navigating in your head. And I think that it's an unknown thing to the most part. Like when I hear dudes telling me about jail stories and prison stories are 2 different things. And I know that you don't understand the difference because you're talking to me about jail. It's 2 different aspects. Jail and prison don't have nothing to do with each other. It's just a train system. You got to go to jail to get to prison. I get it. But just because you go to jail don't mean that you're going to prison.
Right. No, jail is much safer, much cleaner.
A Harris County jail is so psychotic that you think that you're in prison. Like, yo, man, what's going on? But is anybody forgetting the hopes of getting out, of being innocent, getting bonded out? I thought you said you didn't do it. The way you act in here, it seems very aggressive, so it seems like you did it. I don't give a damn what you say. It seems like you killed that man because you trying to kill him over a suit. And this is the great thing. I don't even understand why you still here, because your bond is $10,000 on a murder case. You got a $10,000 bond on a murder case. It costs you $1,000 to get out. I'm here on a non-violent offense, which is a drug charge, delivery of a controlled substance. My bond is $175,000. Okay. He just got a life sentence. why is he in here? Like, why he doesn't go straight to prison?
Right.
Don't like, I was like, do you get life sentence? Go your ass to prison. Like, go straight there. But jail is hope. Prison is survival.
Yes. I
I
agree
think
with that.
that this is the thing. I'm in jail. I can get bonded out. My lawyer can win this case. All sorts of things can happen in jail. Prison, my case is already done. Ain't no bonding out. It's I'm here. I'm going to be here for the duration, and I'm by myself. And here we go. Hopefully, you survive. That's basically what they say. Hopefully, you survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you have to navigate that thing. It's a delicate. This is how I can. That's the only way I can explain it to people. It is a delicate volcano.
Yes. And I think that's a great adjective. It's a great description because it is constantly, you can feel it. It's on the surface. Anything, and it'll erupt.
Boom, a lava. It's a molten. Now it's sliding. It's molten earth sliding down. Like you like, man, what happened? And everybody be like, back to mention. I don't know. I don't know.
Man, I didn't see anything, didn't hear anything, don't know anybody.
It's blood on your shirt. Oh, you need this for evidence? You need this for evidence? I don't know how that blood got on my shirt, but I will give it to you for evidence. Not my blood.
Oh
It's
man.
it's
Oh,
yeah, it's a thing.
yeah, yeah.
It was mentally conditioning, a mental condition basically in there. And once you get out, it takes you a while to try to get your bearings on what is actually civilized and what is not civilized.
Right.
You talking about what is a civil act versus a non-civil act, and it takes a minute to navigate that,
It does.
especially when you in there really developing and trying to develop, and then you got to go into these modes where you have to be savage, and then you got to come out of that savagery, and get yourself back together. So yeah, I was 19 when I went in. 4 days after I turned 19,
Yeah.
and but I didn't come home for 6 years.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I would have took the 18 months, but if I would have did the 18 months, I would have been back selling drugs again. So
Sure.
I relish in the time that I had to get myself together.
And again, you're meeting people who have been in there, 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and they don't have any plans on changing. They're like, this is just the cost of doing business. And I was just amazed. I was just amazed that people think like that.
Yeah, I grew up around somebody who thought like that. My uncle Alfred was one of them people who just cost of doing business. My uncle Mac was more of a damn it, they caught me again. Shit. Like, cause he would, he wouldn't be gone long, 6 months, 7 months. I'm gone 8 months. Shit, I'm gonna go do the fall. And I never get my uncle told he was gonna go do the whole fall. I'll be home by the summer. But my uncle Alfred, also doing business.
Yeah.
Back then, people wasn't staying as long as they stayed now. They, you know, there wasn't no habitual back then and all that nonsense.
What is
So,
your thought on Biden and Congress finally starting to release some of these, expunge, release some of these marijuana convictions?
well, they can start with the marijuana, but it's all sorts of convictions they need to expunge. Like, man, it's if I think about it, the I shouldn't still be around here with a record. I was a kid. And then why can't you get a felony conviction expunged once you become a better person?
Right.
Why not? So you constantly want to hold people back. I just want people to get the reality of this. I have a day in Houston, Texas. I have a day. February 18th is Ali Siddiq Day in the city. From St. Jude's to the Shrine Hospital to the Houston Food Bank. I've been donating to the Houston Food Bank for 17, 18 years. St. Jude's, Shrine Hospital. Got multiple congressional letters of recognition for philanthropy and in community service. Most of this. So I've been on from NBC, ABC. I've been on every network. HBO, Showtime, all of this stuff. I have multiple children that's been provided and taken care of by their father. And I'm still, to this day, cannot go get an apartment in my name because I have a felony conviction on my record.
Yeah. And I think that you make a good point there, that there's got to be an end to it. We paid back, we did our time. And what is the point? What is the point of making that such a permanent thing that it affects everything that you do? And this goes back to surviving. You and I have to figure out, okay, if we want to get this thing, how do we work around it? Because they're not going to give it to an ex-felon.
How do I have to work around something? I can't be in a country that's supposed to be of second chances. I can't get a second chance. Well, you do have a second chance. You out. You're giving me a second chance with one arm though.
Yeah.
And cutting half my foot off.
Yeah.
I can be as educated. You can be as educated. You can be as profound. You can do everything in this world. But then when it comes to, hey, you do not want to expunge my record for something that I did at 19. I wasn't even 21.
Right. And the other thing, the other thing that dang it, I think that it comes down to money. I would love to prove that it comes down to money, meaning that if we get enough politicians in our pocket, they would figure out some way of expunging that record, because it's a nonviolent crime, and everything in politics comes down to money. So it's one of those things I've thought about. What would it take to get rid of that? And it's going to be a few $1 million, which again seems ridiculous, because again, you and I went in at 19. Man, at 19, we're still kids. We know nothing.
Exactly.
And because of whatever, we don't take things seriously. We don't understand the ramifications. And so, yeah. I think that
what's
this
crazy? You can run for Senate.
Yeah.
With a you can run for
You can
Senate.
run for president.
You can run for president, but you better not have to be expunged. What? Expunging? It's crazy. Who are we talking about? The president. Mr. President. Are you serious about being expunged? What? Mr. President.
It is crazy. I also find it I also find it very I don't know, I think it's overkill. I find it very offensive that once you have this conviction, you automatically lose your right to vote. What does that have to do with anything else? I guess they're afraid that we might vote for a senator or a president that is a felon, so they don't want us to support.
Mr. President. Yeah, you have gotten the overwhelming felony vote again, Mr. President.
Congratulations, sir. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. That is crazy. All right, so when did you decide, okay, I'm going to make comedy my livelihood? How old were you? Or I don't know, did you make that conscious decision that, okay, I like this. Get this. This is what I'm going to do from now on.
25.
Okay.
As soon as I got out in the car, when I made the decision while I was inside, but now I still got to try to navigate and figure out how to do stand up. Because I didn't know how to do stand up. I had no idea how to do it. So I had to go to a place and learn. And I knew that coming out, what I was doing inside wasn't stand up. I'm just talking.
Right.
I gotta go get the skill set down now. 25.
Yeah. And I think just listening to you, understand that, okay, what I'm doing here is funny, but it's not stand up. Because stand up, as you said, it's a different skill set.
Mm-hmm.
I've done a what do you call it? Open mic night.
Mm-hmm.
When you get up in front of a mic, it changes everything, especially on open mic night, because it's not in my opinion, it's an audience that is they want they want to have a good time, but at the same time they're not going to cut you any slack. It's if you're funny, they'll laugh. If you're not funny, they will tell you as well.
That's a good open mic.
Yeah. I mean, it is cutthroat. It is vicious. It is, and if you can't make that, then you're not going to make it as a stand-up comic. It is it is including myself. I wouldn't consider myself a comic. I think I can say some funny things, but I've only done open mic once. Anyway,
It's a test.
it's a test. It's a test, and you got to keep going back. You got to keep going back. Let's talk about this. Okay, here you are. You're starting your career. There's a lot of gatekeepers in Hollywood. And when I say a lot, there's just layers of layers. And what I find interesting about Hollywood is that a lot of people don't want to tell you no to your face. There's a lot of yes, but they're all fake. What's your take on the whole Hollywood thing?
I don't have a take on it because I never believed in it. I'm not in Hollywood. I'm in Houston.
Right.
And I've only come to Hollywood to record things, and then I went back to Houston. So I never played the Hollywood games. Because I don't know what a gatekeeper is in comedy. It's probably a gatekeeper in Hollywood, in movies or whatever they doing. But how do you gatekeep stand up? I mean, you can do stand up anywhere. You can only be gatekept if you're trying to get into somebody's gate. You're trying to get to somebody else's, and then you don't want them to have a criteria of who they want.
Right.
I think that people think that it's this and it's that. So if I do a movie, if it's a role in the movie, these are the roles that's offered. These are the roles. If my mother doesn't give a shit about them roles because she's not trying to be in the goddamn movie. She's just trying to go see Avatar.
Right.
She's not trying to be in it. So because you don't get something, somebody's. I'm not in this shit with people holding people back, man. I can find another avenue. I don't need to be validated. Gatekeepers are there because it's people that need validations from them. That's how I see it. So when I'm coming up, who's the gatekeeper that stopped them people from shooting Hollywood Shuffle? Who is the gatekeeper that shot all these black exploitation movies? Who was the gatekeeper for Oscar Maciel? Who's the gatekeeper for him? He just started doing films.
Right.
Who are the gatekeepers of your thoughts? Who's the gatekeeper of trying to go get an audience that may, when you're trying to gather somebody, get into somebody else's thing, you're going to have a criteria. If you try to buy a Chick-fil-A franchise, and they just say no without you. You got to go through this and this and this. Are they keeping the gate? Or are they telling you if you want a franchise, because we're not fucking up our brand for your ass, you got to go to this, and this. If you asking me to do something outside of the job, or you saying, are you not giving me the opportunity to be in the job? If I'm a director, I don't have the right to say who I want to work with. If I'm a production company, I don't have the right to say who I want to produce, what I want to produce. If I got the money, I don't have the right to say who I want to spend it on. You trying to get on my team. I'm not trying to get on yours.
Right.
Matter of fact, you knocked on my goddamn gate. I didn't bring you to Hollywood. Didn't even know you was coming.
Right. Didn't even know who you are.
Don't know who you are. Didn't call for you. None of that. So to be a comic, in order to get on the open mic, you have to come up and sign your name on the list because it's an open mic. In order to get on Ali's show, you have to be good. If you call me and say, if you DM me through Instagram and say, hey, I want to be on your show in X, Y, and Z, and I say, no, I didn't keep no gate. I told you no. Because my show is already set and I'm already doing something. I don't want it to be interrupted by something I don't want to throw myself off by trying to give you a favor and then throw myself off. I'm not gonna cut my hand off for you. I'm gonna do my job, and when I can extend a hand to you, I will. But nobody has helped me outside of my close friends and family. That in my management, all this, the industry, I was doing stand-up 17, 18 years before I ever even got a manager or agent.
Wow.
17 or 18 years. I'd already been on TV multiple times. And I live in Houston. You in Hollywood or you in New York talking about the gate is being dumped on your clothes on you. I'm in Houston doing my own thing, not even giving a damn about the gate, the fence, the wall, the river, nothing, the mountain. Nothing is stopping me from my goal of doing stand-up. I don't need to do it on your platform to be accepted. I just need to do it. I just need the people to do it. So where's the gate in front of me? I know those who's supposed to have a gate then called me to set up a meeting, and I said no. So am I the gatekeeper now? Because yes. I don't want to meet. Because I'm the gatekeeper because I don't want to meet with any industry people. I'm just gonna stay independent. No, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm a man who closed my goddamn fence.
Yes.
I don't want to be a part. I've never wanted to be a part. You've already told me that I wasn't what you needed or what you wanted. Cool. I'm doing my own thing. Domino Effect is his own thing. But before Domino Effect, Ali had 7 albums on XM Radio before people were doing they were still doing DVDs and I was putting out albums. It's too many lanes in stand-up. If you, okay, I don't want you to do a special. Is a special the criteria to be in a comic? Or I don't want you to perform at this particular club. Is that the only club? Because in stand-up, we're supposed to be a craft of the rugged and the free and the rebellious. They have gotten soft because they have started to try to be other things. Don't bring your comedic acting shit over to stand up and say it's a gatekeeper. No, because they didn't give you a role over there, you asshole. They didn't give you a role. It wasn't stand up. They didn't give you a role. Okay, cool. So then you bring whatever other shit into stand up, but you can do stand up on a boat. You can do stand-up in your house. You can do stand-up at a bar mitzvah. You can do stand-up you can have corporate gigs. You got A rooms, B rooms, C rooms. You got theaters, you got arenas, you got 10 avenues. You can put out your specials, you can put on Comedy Central, but you're trying to get HBO. You're trying to get Netflix. And then you say they're shutting the gate on you because you are not being what the comedy clubs are. Let's see what the comedy clubs did. Okay, stand-up's been around quite a bit. Before it was just you had to be at the comedy store, or you had to be at the Cellar, or you had to be at this particular place. But then when it comes to the comedy clubs being bolder than the damn comedians, because at first when I started, it was a spot called Spellbinders. It was just Spellbinders. It was no fucking improv. So where I lived at, so the improv decided, well, we got an improv here. Let's do some more. Let's do some more improv. Let's do some more improv stuff. And what we're gonna do is this: we're gonna make 24 improvs. Then the people say, well, then the Funny Bones came and said, fuck the improvs. We're gonna make 14 Funny Bones. Then Rick Bronson's House of Comedy said, fuck the improv, fuck the Funny Bone. I'm gonna make 5 Rick Bronson's house. And then the comedy houses said, fuck everybody. We're gonna make some comedy houses. Then they came and said, Levy Live said, fuck them too. We're gonna make our own comedy club. Then Helium came and said, fuck the improv, fuck this, fuck that. We make our own company. So the only people that's renegades that's saying fuck the gate and wherever you go is the goddamn comedy club. It's 9 different ways that you can do stand-up, but you're still trying to get into the improv because you say the improv is the biggest game in town. Now that there's a Funny Bone there, what about the Looney Bin? What about all these other places you can do stand-up? But then you want to complain about a gate. Well, they not headlining me at this club. If I can sit in Baton Rouge at Hank's House of Hilarity, not saying that this exists, and I can get all of Baton Rouge to come see me every weekend, and I'm making $10,000 a weekend, and I do this 100 times. Are you trying to be popular? Are you trying to be paid? Are you trying to be a stand-up? What are you trying to do? Because I said in Houston, I make more than mass majority of the comics that live in LA. From Houston.
Right.
I'm talking about living in Houston, performing in Houston. So if you go to an open mic in LA and you get paid $18, I go to an open mic and I get paid $50, who's winning? I'm working on my craft, you working on your craft. Cool. If I get $100 and you get $18 and you live in LA, I go do 3 or 4 rooms and I go do one to make $100. And then you get 5 to how many minutes you get? Okay, cool. I'm gonna go do 30 and I'm gonna go do 30 every night. I'm gonna do 30 minutes every night somewhere in Houston. And I'm gonna probably be better than you. Because you're doing 5 and 6. You can't even develop an act like that.
Right.
I said in a year's time, and we do a performance, I'm going to look so much more polished than you. And then you're going to these rooms. I'm gonna go to a mainstream comedy room and just work. That doesn't have improv on the back of it, doesn't have no other. It's called The Secret Group in Houston. It's called The Secret Group. All comics. A lot of eclectic people there. You go in there and you work. Or you get one of these bars and you go in there and you work. It's people in stand-up, you can go on the road and do an all bar show, all bar tour. Like I'm gonna start in Houston, I'm gonna go from Houston, and I'm gonna hit every city going up to New York, and I'm gonna do a bar tour. You know what I'm saying, with other comics that I know. Hey man, what bar you got? You know, and I'm gonna get $50, $100, and I'm gonna do that the whole way up. End up doing 50 shows. Do 100, you do 50 shows, $150 a pop. Are you trying to do stand-up or you trying to be popular?
Right. Well, and I think to your point, there's a lot of people that they see what you do or they see what somebody else does, And because you've been doing it for years, because you've studied your craft and you put in the time, you make it look easy. And people want that fast success, but they don't understand that overnight success takes about 10 or 15 years.
Overnight success takes. That's a great point. I see they trying to get in this production studio on me now. I done held up for an hour. I can't make a better point. Overnight success takes 10 or 15 years.
It does. It does. I
And
mean,
it's no one thing. It's a lot of things that it's so many things that come together to get you to a point where people start wanting to see you. And I know some people get this little fast track thing and some people don't. And
right.
mass majority of people don't.
Well, I do want to mention this because I know we're tight on time, but you're one of the very few successful comics that you finance your own show. Domino Effect is produced by you independently.
Yes.
They can go to your YouTube channel. It's hysterical. There's a bunch of your other stand-up there as well. And this is something that a lot of people aren't willing to do.
And they should be, because I'm on, this is, just give you the exclusive Domino Effect. And this Domino Effect 2. We just finished color correcting everything for Domino Effect 3. And we are in the editing process of Domino Effect 4. So the series is coming to a close. It is all financed by me, all produced by me and the team. And we moving on to the next series. But we'll end up doing nine projects by 2026. And we did all self-produced, all self-funded.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of people don't understand the power that is available today that wasn't available 15, 20 years ago, because you can start a YouTube channel and comics have done this, musicians have done this, magicians have done this, where you can start just getting stuff out there on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and build that audience.
Content is king.
Content is king. And anyway, I know you have to go, but I want to say thank you for stopping by, and I look forward to catching one of your shows.
Hey man, what city you in?
I am now in Phoenix.
Phoenix. I just left Phoenix. No, we did not, what's the other spot in Phoenix in Arizona?
Scottsdale.
Not Scottsdale, not Tempe. We other way. Because we did Phoenix. What's the other major city?
Flagstaff is a big town, college town. What else do you have up there?
Where did I just come from? Phoenix. We just did something in Arizona. But I know I'm coming to Phoenix. But what's the other part of Arizona we were just in?
You have I think Flagstaff is like the next biggest one, because you've done Tempe, Scottsdale, Phoenix, Gilbert, Mesa, Apache Junction. That's kind of, I don't know.
Man, I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. It was on my schedule. We did something in Phoenix. I'm at a loss because Phoenix was a very good show.
Phoenix loves comedy. I think that
it was a theater. We were at a theater because we left El Paso and went to. There ain't no telling, but
right.
I'll be back to Phoenix.
All right,
and we'll link in. And we definitely, I love Phoenix. That's a good place for me.
I tell you what, I one of the things I miss about Houston is Houston's got great diversity as far as food. Phoenix is catching up. It's not quite there yet.
It's not.
Man, if you're a foodie, Houston is one of the best places to go.
Better believe it. We not the fattest city for no reason. My man, I thank you, brother, very much.